Normally, you're not taken into custody for having an expired tag.
I have a little insight. The previous case that you just saw, I was the driver in that.
So you were arrested because he was in possession of some sort of illegal drugs? You look like you're a high schooler.
Let me go home today.
Well, we'll deal with that.
I mean, I'm caught red-handed. I'm guilty of this crime, and there is no denying that. There's no hope for me.
Today we have 2.5 quick hearings out of Judge Ricke's court in El Dorado, Kansas. In the first hearing, nobody except for the defendant seems to know why she's in jail. Turns out her passenger had some no-nos on him, and they both got arrested for it, but the prosecutor isn't filing charges against her. She makes the hearing extra interesting because she breaks Judge Ricke down a little bit. He even gets him to smile. And even though she's clearly not knowledgeable about her options, she is smart enough to know when to speak and when to shut up. Our second guy is also respectful, but he clearly does not know when to shut up. Let's roll, nerds.
Hi, are you Brittany Nicole Hamilton?
Yes, sir.
Well, I have a case before me, State of Kansas versus Brittany Nicole Hamilton. It's case number 2025 TR 975. Judge Ricke appearing for the state. Ms. Hamilton, still in jail. I'm just a little confused here, Ms. Hamilton. The only charge you currently have pending is expired tag or registration, an unclassified misdemeanor. Normally, you're not taken into custody for having an expired tag. So, Mr. Ricke, can you explain why Ms. Hamilton's in jail?
One moment, Your Honor.
I'd sure like to know.
I have a little insight.
Okay, please, sure.
The previous case that you just saw, I was the driver in that. I mean, that's...
Okay, you talking about Mr. Ricke?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ricke, the information before this court indicates that you were brought in on suspicion of possession of an opiate, opium, narcotic, or other stimulant and drug paraphernalia.
Yeah.
However, at this time, the county attorney's office has not yet filed charges. So let me ask you, should you be released, where would you be living?
Either with my mom or my brother.
Kind of over on the west side.
Yeah.
That's the most I really have for that.
Okay, so you were arrested because of perhaps an allegation or suggestion that he was in possession of some sort of illegal drugs?
Though they told me I had a paraphernalia charge is what they were telling me. I don't know if, I guess that didn't stick. I'm not sure.
Well,
this is the first time.
I don't have that before me right now. Let's put it that way.
Okay, well, that's...
And Your Honor, based off my notes, it would appear that the affidavit does make certain does refer to that possibility. However, the information filed by my colleague, Mr. Sweeney, only alleges one count of expired tag or registration.
Okay. Brittany, how old are you?
I'm 34.
Okay. You look like you're a high schooler. Perhaps that's a compliment, perhaps not. I'm just saying, okay, I just want to make sure you were an adult with this charge. All right. All right. The expired tag charge. It's an unclassified misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a $500 fine and up to 30 days in the county jail.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yes, sir.
How currently do you plead to this charge?
Guilty. I mean, it's definitely expired. I've confirmed that.
You do have the right to talk to an attorney about this before you plead to anything.
Yes, sir.
But it's maybe something you want to go ahead and take care of now, but you don't have to.
It'll be taken care of. Absolutely.
All right. And so you're wanting to enter a guilty plea today?
I suppose, yeah, that's fair.
Okay. I just want to make sure that you're knowingly waiving counsel. So if you have a waiver of counsel form to present to Brittany there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Read the form. And if you're insecure at all about going forward today, we won't do it.
Okay.
If you are comfortable going forward, you'll have to waive counsel there by signing the document.
Okay. Does that let me go home today?
Well, we'll deal with that.
Okay.
One thing at a time.
And Your Honor, for no other reason except equal protection purposes, I'm not sure if the court wants to at least address the prospective possibility of diversion on the record or not.
Is this something that your office would consider diversion on?
Your Honor, the state's the state has been aware of certain other cases. Well, I can't speak to this case, but certain other cases where diversion agreements have been filed with the court involving similar charges.
Despite her riding in the car with Jeremiah Yergi?
Your Honor, again, I can't speak to that, merely bring that up as a prospective possibility as an officer of the court.
Brittany, he's trying to be very fair with you.
Uh,
You can go ahead and still waive counsel. That would allow you to pursue the diversion process and them to freely communicate with you. Diversion is a process where you enter into an agreement with the county attorney's office to meet certain conditions, and then at the end of it, the charge is formally dismissed. That's actually a little bit better deal than taking a conviction for this.
Am I allowed to ask him questions
Go ahead.
about what he's referring to? Are you referring to a case last year? A similar case of the tag display? I'm not sure what I'm allowed to ask you.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that you're aware that you may have a diversion opportunity here based on what the
Okay.
prosecutor stated.
Okay,
If so, we would want to actually dispose of the charge today.
okay, so
So you could still waive
Guilty.
counsel and proceed with diversion application, but
okay, then yeah, if that's the better option, we'll go ahead and proceed that way.
okay, I'm going to enter at this point a not guilty plea.
Okay.
Note that the
Yes.
defendant very well may be applying for diversion. If you want to do that, you're going to have to contact the Butler County Attorney's Office right away.
Okay,
Ask for a diversion application
okay,
and whatever else you need to do to pursue a diversion,
okay,
okay? But we will set a court date to work toward that. If your diversion is not complete, you have to appear on Judge Webster's docket, July the 14th at 9 o'clock by Zoom. July 14, 9 o'clock a.m.
okay.
Don't forget about that. That's a ways off.
Yes, sir.
That also gives you plenty of time to pursue a diversion on your tag charge.
Okay,
It probably would be a good deal if they'll grant it.
okay,
That's up to the prosecutor. If
Okay.
not, you'll have a court date with Judge Webster, July 14th at 9.
okay.
Ms. Hamilton, where do you live?
Florence?
Florence, Kansas?
Yes, sir.
Do you have driving privileges at this time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This court's going to set a $1,000 OR bond in this case. It means you can OR out today, Ms. Hamilton, without having to put up any money.
Okay,
But you do have a promise that if you don't show up for court when you're supposed to and get this case taken care of, you're going to owe the court $1,000 and your case is still going to be pending.
okay.
Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
1,000 OR. And review this court date before Judge Webster, July 14 at 9. And I think she's going to waive counsel by signing the form.
Yes.
Has she done that?
Doing that now.
Okay.
Sure.
That way the diversion coordinator can freely discuss the case with you.
And the state would request a copy of that as soon as it becomes available, Your Honor.
Did you sign the form, Your Honor?
Very well, thank you.
Is that all?
I think that's, unless Mr. Regier can think of something else,
Not
I
from the
think that's
state.
all we can cover on Brittany Hamilton at this time.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Next case, the state of Kansas versus Christian Mallory. It's case number 2024 CR 199. Again, Jared Regier appears on behalf of the state. Mr. Mallory appears from the Butler County Detention Facilities Zoom location. I see a warrant, bench warrant, bond forfeiture order from Judge Satterfield. Defendant scheduled to appear on April the 4th. Mr. Mallory, it appears you didn't appear in Judge Satterfield's court when you were supposed to.
Yes, Your Honor. I failed to appear because I had a wreck and my transportation was out. But since then, I have fixed my transportation, and I can guarantee that I will be at every court proceeding after that.
I've received many such guarantees over the years with people not following through. Mr. Mallory, you
I
very
already
well
know.
may mean it, but
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for
get a
doing
little calloused after a while. People make you promises and then they don't keep them.
this.
I'm trying to determine.
But if the court would be willing to, Judge, and if I do not show, I will accept the harshest sentence that this case will be able to throw at me.
Be
I'm
careful what you ask for.
I'm young. No, Judge, I'm young and I have never been given, well, before I have, but I'm just asking for a chance to get a good one on my books, just a good stride. I have all these not showing ups. I'm just asking to get one to where I can get, so I can show that I can show up, I know it was a long
And,
shot. It's
Judge
my,
Crum
I thought
apparently
I'd
set
ask.
another bond for you, Mr.
There's,
Mallory.
there's
You
another,
can't make the bond that was set?
um, the 10,000 surety.
Yes?
No, I wouldn't, I wouldn't be able to make that.
You had a $3,000 bond before.
Yeah.
You
By the grace of
defaulted on
God, I
that
was
one.
able to make that, and I don't even know how I made that.
And I do see right on the face of the bond, you had the court date and time on it. It's clear that you were informed of Judge Satterfield's date. Excuse me, Judge Crumb's. Let me, Judge Crum said it, but it was to be before Judge Satterfield. Mr. Mallory, you don't have to come up with the full amount of the bond out of your pocket. You can work with a bondsman to be able to make bond in this case. I'll be quite frank with you. If this were my court, you wouldn't have any bond at all. But your judge has set a bond to give you another opportunity for release. I'm going to leave it where it's set. I've indicated a relatively soon court date would be June 23 at 2:30 would be your court date with Judge Satterfield. June 23, 2:30. That will be the next time that you would be scheduled to appear before Judge Satterfield. You can take up the issue of perhaps resetting your bond with your presiding judge, and we'll see what relief might be granted. I trust you have an attorney appointed on this?
I haven't been made aware of any attorney or counsel.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Ricke.
for what it's worth, it would appear that there was an initial hearing on this case in August of 2023. However, I'm not showing that the information was followed at the time. It would appear that subsequent to that, there were 2 consecutive failures to appear. So this would appear to be for all intents and purposes, a first appearance hearing if the court wishes to construe it in that fashion.
All right, Mr. Mallory, do you have the resources to hire a lawyer?
I do not, sir.
All right, I'll appoint James Watts to represent you on this case. So James Watts is appointed as counsel. Court date before Judge Satterfield, June 23 at 2:30 p.m. as established by another judge. Bond remains $10,000 cash or professional surety required.
Your Honor,
Mr. Mallory.
if I may speak, I'm guilty of this crime.
Okay.
And there is no denying that. Would I be able to just sign for probation? Or, because, I'm caught red-handed. I don't want to waste your guys' time.
Okay, just be careful what you say here, Mr. Mallory. You really need to talk to a lawyer and get some advice before you go throwing yourself on the mercy of the court. If you were to be convicted of a felony today, there would be about a 2-month delay before sentencing.
Oh, okay.
So you'd still be looking at a court date down the line. I understand what you're saying, and you're just trying to be upfront about this, but I really think that you ought to get some advice from a lawyer before you go accepting legal responsibility for this.
I just got a baby girl I'm trying to make it home to. And that's it.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's why it's really important that when you're given a court date, especially after you've bonded out, and the court
Yes.
date's right there on the bond, that you make that date.
Yes.
Otherwise, you make the court insecure about you ever appearing in court on time again.
I know, but then it's hard to reschedule. There's no option to reschedule, and then if I miss it, then I'm
That's what the problem is. He needs to call the Butler County Court Concierge. Their excellent customer service will have him rescheduled and rebooked for accommodations in no time.
It's basically screwed. You know, I look like a no-show. And
You were a no-show.
I just get a lot of that. And there, you know, it's just like, it's no hope for me. Thank you for your time.
Well, that's quite all right, Mr. Mallory. Again, you do have a bond set. It'd be different if you didn't have any type of bond, but you do. You have a bond that if you could marshal the resources and work with a bondsman, you could still obtain your release while your case is pending.
Okay.
And
Thank
you
you
can
so
address this with Judge Satterfield by motion or otherwise, maybe even get it before Judge Satterfield sooner than your June date. Something you want to talk to your lawyer about, okay?
Okay.
All right. I think we probably concluded our business here today, Mr. Mallory. And
Thank you,
I'll go
guys.
on and I'll move on to another case.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoy watching this content, please like and subscribe. It helps new channels like this one gain exposure. There is a lot more good court to come, so if you like what you saw, tell your friends. If you didn't, tell me and let me know what you'd like to see and how I can improve. Thanks.